It's been quiet today for the most part. This morning, though, there's somebody in my apartment. They're making these tapping noises, and they're like, just making tapping noises like that. But it's just like really quiet, but it's stalkered up though. Just through the walls. And there's that plane that flew over this morning, and right when it flew over me, there was a frequency being shot in my ear. And yesterday, there was these two planes that came and flew over me, like one right after the other. Like they were together. Like they're going the same direction. They're just both flying right over my head. And then, like a little while after that, this jet flew over my head really low in the sky, directly over my head. And then that one flew over my head this morning when it flew over my apartment. Frequencies being shot in my ear at the same time. And then my refrigerator's been sinking, and my water heater's been sinking, and my toilet's been sinking. And bubbles coming up through the toilet bowl sinked. It just happened one time, but it was synced though. It's always synced whenever there's bubbles coming up through the toilet bowl. And then my toilet will just like stay on for really, like after I flush it, it'll just stay on for a really long time. And then right when I like do something, like right when I've like finished tying the string on my pants to tie my on my shorts, it'll turn off. Or like right when I like finish washing my hands or whatever, it'll turn off. It'll just like stay on longer than normal. And then sometimes it'll just turn off instantly, which is what it would normally do, I guess. But it's always just staying on longer though, deliberately. Somehow. I don't know how that works, but it does though. I'm not a plumber, so I don't understand the mechanism that makes it you can do synced up things with a toilet bowl and the toilet. But you can though, apparently. And you can do synced up things with a refrigerator and make it get louder synced. Because it happens all the time. Every day. The refrigerator every day. Well, the toilet's stalking me every day, but it's not always the bubbles coming up through. That's like occasionally. But then sometimes it'll just be happening like all day or whatever. But I mean, it's just weird. And then there's these, like I always see these children stalkers that'll just like the other day I was walking up the sidewalk and there's like these two girls that are walking by themselves. They're like these little children. And like they're just walking by themselves up the sidewalk and like they just like stop and like look in a door or whatever, and then they start walking again when I walk by them. So it's like they're like walking next to me. On the sidewalk. It's just like awkward when it's like children stalkers. Like it's just awkward. It's stalkward out here. The stalk ward. Someone walked by in the hallway and they're probably doing a stalkerd thing. And they just closed the door in the hallway right when I said that, so I think that confirms it. And every time I hear someone walk by in the hallway, it's a stalker walking by to stalk. Every time. Every time I hear any sound, it's a stalker. But it's been pretty quiet today, like I said. There's been a few engine sounds here and there, and then there's like brief engine sounds and like some other sounds, banging sounds or whatever. But they weren't going as hard with the sound effects today as usual. Yet, they might later. I don't know. Like my one neighbor kept talking, seeing through the walls. I'm hearing this engine sound outside right now, or whatever it is. Is it an engine sound? Is it a stalker sound? Just like every sound that I hear is always a stalker sound. Just any sound that I hear is 99.99999% of the time a stalker sound. So, I don't know. There's an engine sound right now. There's a white truck driving by right now. There's also a blue truck backing up right now. Taking off out of the parking lot. But yeah, I just think it was crazy how the planes yesterday and this morning. But then today it's just been quiet, like I said. Like they haven't, like when I go outside, it's a bunch of stalkers driving by me, of course. But like when I've been sitting in my apartment, it's just been quiet all day for the most part. But then tomorrow, there's probably gonna be 100 sirens or something. Or sync thunder because it's gonna be a thunderstorm. Oh, or both. Or both with a train horn. Or all three with the car alarms. Or whatever. Yeah. It's just quiet. There's nothing happening right now. There's absolutely nothing at all happening. Stalkered up right now. It's just quiet. So that's good. My refrigerator just turned off, and I hear this engine sound outside right after. And I knew there was going to be an engine sound outside right after, and there was.